So in the 1950s, this scientist named Kurt Richter started experimenting on rats. And while a bit demented, it taught us something really interesting about endurance. So he took these rats that were domesticated and put them in a bucket, and to his surprise, they could swim for like 2 days, right? Then he took a bunch of wild rats and then put them in the bucket, and they died within like a couple minutes. So knowing that wild rats are tough and they live in the wild, he started thinking, what could be the difference between these domesticated rats and the wild rats? Kurt had the idea that maybe the domesticated rats lived longer because they knew that eventually maybe a human would come pluck them out of the water. So he started experimenting with the wild rats and dumping them in, and just before they drowned, he'd pluck them out, dry them off, give them a little break, and put them back in. And sure enough, the longer he did this, the more the wild rats learned that there was hope, that someday maybe someone would come pluck them out of the water before they died, and they started living just as long as the domesticated rats. So, what does that mean for us? Well, for starters, you should avoid demented scientists that are willing to experiment on you. But it should also be noted that a little encouragement and a little break here and there makes all the difference when we're attacking a challenging goal. So hang out with people who are encouraging and who will help you. And on the other side of that, recognize the people around you that are struggling and know that you have the power to keep them going much, much longer with some encouragement and some help. The other thing that I would mention is that our brains are much more likely to give up before our bodies absolutely can't move on. So put that in your back pocket for the next time you're doing an ultra marathon or some other miserable physical challenge. Have a great day and hang in there.